Welcome back to another episode of Daniel's Garage. Today we have a 2013 Audi A4 B8.5 base model facelift. And we have a burnt out mirror turn signal. So I'm replacing it and upgrading to a set of sequential turn signals. I'm going to show you how to take this apart. So first things first. Suction cup mount on the glass. This makes a world of difference in how easy it is to get that glass off without cracking. So attach and pry. Make sure it's nice and secure. Grab your pry tool. I use this one on the other side so it's a little beat up already. But I'm going to pull it down, get behind there, and pull out with your suction cup and with the pry tool. Go. See, it's got these little guide bars. Once you hear all that prying noise, this thing usually comes out pretty easily. I'm going to push the mirror forward a little bit, and we're going to take these tabs off here. On the other side, these were quite difficult to remove. I ended up using a flathead underneath so I wouldn't pry the tab off the glass. There's there we go, glass removed, uncracked, undamaged. Next thing we're going to do is remove that center screw with the supplied tools. Just a little Torx bit. There's a long screw. This thing just pulls out. Just keep an eye on that screw and disconnect the rear plug. Make sure to remember its orientation. Drop the screw of which way you disassembled it. There is a top marking on it. And on this side it's accurate. On the driver's side, top goes down. Try not to break your tabs like I did. But it is labeled top, if you can see that. Next thing we're going to remove is 1, 2, 3 screws. Some people have 4. I do not. These are all from that Torx bit. Just remember which screw goes to which hole. Some of them are machine screws. Some of them are not. The coarse threaded screw came out of that hole. So we just have a couple free wires. Now comes the fun part. We got these 2 locking tabs up here that you'll have to futz around with a few times. There's locking tabs here, here, and here that all lock it tab to the original turn signal and the bottom section. We're going to be removing this in front, the entire front fascia, and it That whole piece is just one solid piece all the way around the back. So one of my most difficult tasks was releasing the tab overlay lock underneath there, and I just grabbed my pry tool and just kind of lifted in, out. As you can see, it's just snapping right back in place. But it does come apart. So next thing is there's another one of those lock tabs all along this back side with a loop tab somewhere around there that is the most difficult piece to get off. And believe it or not, I actually forgot a screw already. I'm going to leave that piece there. We're going to go back to the front. And there's one more screw right in there. That's another coarse thread screw. Alright, so that should make this slightly easier to come off, but only slightly. Most difficult one is that one. If you can get a small little gap, take a flathead screwdriver and push right in there. This is the one that I had oodles and oodles of trouble with on the disassembly of the other side. I'm going to take another one of my pry tools. This black one is the one that came with it. Stick that in there. Work my way around. And there we go. Lost that little clip thing again. I'll just leave it like that for now. I'll keep going around because this is mostly just those hook around latch kind of things. That come off fairly easy as long as you have it all put together and taken apart right. So moving back around to the other side. So now we got a couple tabs in there we need to take care of, along with trying to release these top tabs again. Also this big clip down there. Seems to be mostly off. And then one more screw. That is another coarse screw. Remember that, where they go. Got 3 of those now. 2 in the old signal. 1 in that clip, and that's a machine screw down there. So that tab is my most annoying, as it's what keeps this bottom piece from coming apart properly. I can just find the in-between, and it just pulls out and up, which is difficult because that prevents you from pulling out. Alright, so now that that's partially undone, I'm pretty sure you don't. There we go, making some progress. Coming down, and removing that tab was extremely helpful right there. Just literally go back around the bottom, release all those little clippy things on there. And prise up slowly. So come up. Got your wire. Disconnect that. And pry the clip up with a little screwdriver. Pull the clip out. There we go, removed. Now the turn signal, pull forward, comes right out. Old turn signal gone, putting the new turn signal in. So the new turn signal, fresh. So, outside edge. See, it's got the little slot and kind of hook. There's kind of a slot and a hook. Put the blinker on the inside. This is the back. So inside, kind of loop that around. It'll just pop right in. Line up the rest. Make sure it fits good. Looks good. Put this back on. Make sure to plug it in before you reassemble completely. Hear that click. Reroute the wires. Now this is the easy part. Snapping back together. Make sure your two tabs up there are in the right place. Make sure all the sides line up. You got another tab there. Got that big annoying tab down here at the bottom. Don't forget the tab on the back. This will just clip back together. As you hear those snaps, you know everything's going back together correctly. And got that little ledge out there. Didn't quite go back right. So we'll pry it out. stick it back in there. There we go. Top clips are in. That one's not quite where it needs to be yet. There we go. That clip's in. That clip is in. Bottom is flush. Back side is flush. All the clips are back together. All that work, 2 seconds, is back together. Alright, reassembling all the screws. So I got a machine screw. That one was the one down there. Alright, now we plug our mirror motor back in. Remember, I broke a clip. That still has one, still fits in good. This one's got that long machine screw. And there's 1, 2, 3 little tabs. 1, 2, 3 little locking spacers. Pops right in. That screws back in, still moves. I'll put the mirror back in. Left it on the suction cup because it definitely helps reassembly. Plug the mirror back in. Take these 2 tabs, line them up with the 2 slide tabs. 1, 2, push in, done. Release the suction cup. All set. Now we'll try the blinker out, make sure it works. Alright. Functioning blinker. I'll check to make sure that the mirror motor still works. Looks like it does. That makes this a successful disassembly and reassembly, changing out the blinker light to a sequential. It was burnt out, so I just decided to do the upgrade since it was all taken apart. Thanks for watching another episode of Daniel's Garage. Stay tuned for more content.